Dire team ban. Virtus Pros turn to ban.
Moving on. Alright. Behind the scenes action. We're gonna move into the game though. So we're going live.
Dire team ban.
Alright, welcome back everyone to Synergy League Season 1, the European group stages, kicking it off here with the HellRaisers versus a Virtus Pro in a best of one. I'm Helium, and joining me again, it's gonna be Blaze. How are you doing?
Doing just fine. Had some fun little games here previously in SCA Dota. Now moving on to Europe. We've got two interesting teams. Looking at the matchup here, HellRaisers I think are pretty familiar with Virtus Pro's playstyle now because they've done a lot of games in the CIS region versus one another. You can tell that by the draft as well. Banning out the Marana, I think is probably the most critical ban against Virtus Pro in Phase 1. Like if Johnum gets bottom, goes bottom, there's no hope for you. Like there's so much slaying potential with him and maybe Shadow Demon to disrupt or something. So I think there's a lot of merit to that kind of progression in the draft, and we're going to see here a Skywrath Mage first pick and Nature's Prophet response. So we're going to most likely see, I mean, honestly they've shifted their roles a decent little bit, and also they've got 3 stand-ins, so I'm not going to speculate who the hell this Prophet's going to be. If they want to run private profiles, then we'll just have to let them be the mystery team.
Reserve time.
Yeah. I believe HellRaisers, their lineup got a little poached, didn't it? I think they lost some of their players to other teams, or am I just making that up?
I didn't check the news on that one, so last I saw...
Ace was playing for HellRaisers, wasn't he?
Was at one point, yeah, but...
Yeah, I think he moved on to another team, and I don't know, maybe they just lost a few people, but I guess I'm going with Function for FN. Dive In and Hello are the 3 stand-ins. So really only Artstyle and Dread, the namesake players for HellRaisers. But Nature's Prophet, Sand King for them. Virtus Pro looking for their bans now, but they go for that strong combo. Bread and butter, tons of damage. Skywrath Mage, Centaur War Runner, the first 2 picks.
Yeah, according to like their current team, they only have Dread and Artstyle listed, but it used to be Yoki, or actually pronounced Yoku, Dubas, and Immune ASD, so that was their lineup beforehand, but I think they're running a full 3 stand-ins. I think they're trying to reshuffle the team a little bit there.
Alright, sorry, I'm still working on this coffee to stay awake here. And then immediately go to sleep after this game and then the next game. So my body loves me and it loves casting. We've got Spectre and Luna banned out. I'm surprised you banned Luna. I'm really surprised that Hero's been banned at all, and I think it's actually been picked a couple times, but it doesn't strike me as an incredibly good 6.82 hero. The Spectre, on the other hand, quite good. Recently nerfed a little bit, and then it's Dazzle and Viper banned out by Virtus Pro. Anything standing out there to you?
Not so much for the Viper and Dazzle. I mean, they obviously are making sure the HellRaisers don't have like a Death Ball type push where they go with the Dazzle heal bombs, the Viper gets the mech, and they're just unstoppable in that early game pushing combo. But the Luna and the Spectre, I think, is a lot of respect to BZZ is Perfect, aka 633, a safe lane player that has done marvelous things on the Luna before she was nerfed and has picked her up a few times since then. I think she does synergize pretty well with the 2 heroes they have on the board, Skywrath and Centaur, really setting up her Eclipse to do a lot of damage, so they just don't want to deal with those carries, but there's a lot still in the pool for BZZ. You can go for the Gyrocopter, you can go for maybe Medusa, he's got the Ogre Magi to help him out with the Bloodlust, and yeah, whatever carry he ends up picking up, he's going to be able to do a lot of work with, even if they commit another ban to BZZ.
What do you mean help him out? The Ogre Magi could be the carry hero. Probably not, but
shaking my head, man. Ogre, I've seen him solo mid. It's okay.
I like mid.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Seems reasonable.
Yeah, like it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's definitely not the best, but
I have seen Ogre wreck Brewmaster one-on-one though.
Might be able to carry the game on the shoulders in the sense that Ogre and Skywrath roaming is going to be very potent. Even as early as level 2, there's some real kill potential against most of these heroes, and it's going to be very frustrating for HellRaisers. They're going to have to be constantly on the defensive. They're going to focus a lot on their jungle, but if you consider the potential of the level 1 invade here against HellRaisers, like a Void can't contribute much to the level 1 clash. A Furion doesn't really do that either, unless he wants to do, he dies early, then respawns quick and teleports back in.
Comes back.
Yeah, but no, like right here, HellRaisers are going to get invaded in their own jungle. They don't have nearly as much potential in a level 1 clash other than Chilling Touch. Chilling Touch damage is legit. But
yeah, if he gets it.
Why wouldn't you? Okay.
I
And
don't know. I mean, we've
10
seen weird
seconds
things in the
remaining.
world of Dota 2.
I don't know. Level 1 Ice Vortex
5
just
seconds
doesn't
remaining.
doesn't sound as crisp, you know. You
Doesn't-
see that
doesn't
thrown down to
cut it
the
for
lane,
you.
you start laughing. It's just yeah.
I could
Reserve
see level
time.
1 Ice Vortex if you had Gyro on your team. Rocket Barrage, Ice Vortex, someone's dying.
But yeah, so I think there's going to be some invasion in HellRaisers jungle. Sand King won't get nearly the stacks that he'll want for his early Blink Dagger, and Ancient Apparition won't be able to build up towards Aghanim Scepter as easily. They're going to be pretty deprived as far as...
Speaking of Gyro,
Yep, yeah, definitely. That's like no surprise at all to me. Like, I pretty much assumed that was what they were going to be gunning for, if not BZZ's Medusa. Like, he's just set up so well in this position. But anyways, the Sand King Ancient Apparition, they're going to have trouble finding. They're greedy supports already, and they're going to be
10 seconds
trouble finding
remaining.
more than boots for the first 10 minutes of the game or so, assuming Virtus Pro put the level of pressure that I expect out of them. So from here, a lot in the hands of the Gyrocopter to play around with against under-farmed supports. And yeah, the Faceless Voids Chronos just pretty much have to be perfect here.
yeah, I'm glad you
10
got around to
seconds
saying
remaining.
greedy, because HellRaisers, their support seems so greedy, right? Like
5
Ancient
seconds
Apparition,
remaining.
you know, I just want to pool, I want to get level 6. Sand King, I just want to stack, I want to get my Blink Dagger. Like, they're not going to do
Reserve
anything.
time.
If any of their lanes need help, well, I mean, yes, they are a pretty good roaming combo. The Burrow Strike into the not Ice Vortex, but the Cold Feet. It can work pretty nicely, but will they rotate? I mean, I guess they have the ability, but more often than not, people kind of get blinded by greed. That's a saying for a reason. It applies to video game strategies as well. But yeah, we'll see. However, even if they struggle on the lanes, HellRaisers, their high ground defense, their potential to
Dire
rat
team
Dota, it does
pick.
look pretty terrifying. So I think Virtus Pro will look to get out to a really, really good start.
You're saying that people don't literally get blinded by greed? I don't know, man. I saw some chemicals on some big dollars that somebody's eyes fell out when they were looking at it. But no, I think that metaphorically speaking, this is really what HellRaiser's problem is right now, is they just want too much. Like, they have so much potential if they get the 6.82 rubber band, but in the patch to C, it has been
10
nerfed
seconds
once again, and I feel that they're relying too much on coming back. Right now, their
5
early game,
seconds
they don't have
remaining.
enough going for them in the beginning of the game, on the onset. And if you look at it, like, how do you
Reserve
initiate
time.
against this team? Sand King and Ancient Apparition, they both rely on somebody else to do the dirty work for them, at least until Burrow Strike gets to maybe level 3. If you go boots first on the Sand King, you certainly will guarantee stuns on the Ogre, but he's still a damn tanky hero. Skywrath Mage,
Sure is.
quick on his feet, and then eventually you're going to deal with the Stampede. So in the early game skirmishes, rune fights, and so on, really you're going to have to rely on Virtus Pro making a positioning error in order to be caught out for like a first blood or any early kills. So Ember Spirit on top of this, it feels like it's too much. Like, I understand how they're going to lane it, and that's fine. Ember Spirit mid, but right now I just feel that Virtus Pro have so much flexibility, and HellRaisers, they have to weather the storm, and what a storm it'll be.
I wonder who they will put against Ember. So, like, there's two ways to go against Ember, right? Like, a ton of magic damage to either break his Flame Guard, or just a ton of physical damage, so if he tries to man up on you, you just sit Ember in the corner and put him in timeout.
10 seconds
So we'll see.
remaining.
Like, for instance, I mean, I guess TA. I like TA.
5
Just the
seconds
physical
remaining.
damage against Ember's pretty good. Obviously, the Flame Guard will burst down the
Reserve
what is it?
time.
The refraction. So maybe it's not the best in the lane, but a little later on, it's pretty good. And obviously, Ember synergy with Faceless Void with Ancient
Weather
Apparition.
the storm, indeed. Oh, the call. Weather in the storm here. We got G, Runner Storm Spirit. It's a very versatile hero who can really manage against Amber Spirit well enough. Like you said, he's not going to break
Standard for God.
Flame Guard, but he's just going to be able to lane really well. The Null Talisman, he'll have the right-click damage, and he can keep his
Prepare
distance
for
until
battle.
level 6. And if you can't gank a Storm once or twice before he hits level 6, then you kind of failed in your draft. And I honestly think that Sand King and Ancient Apparition lack this potential, even with the boots first. They have no Smoke of Deceit. They're just trying to minimize their purchasing of consumables, because they're going to be relying on those big item pickups early. So hard number 5 position Ancient Apparition is what we're looking at here. And although it'll be great if the Void is perfect on Chronospheres, as I mentioned, I really feel Virtus Pro can just snowball this if they play their cards right.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. BZZ's Gyrocopter, I mean, that's a hero, especially in his hands, that becomes becomes very, very snowball if he gets off to a couple early kills. We'll see how it works for them, though. Storm Spirit, like I said, seems standard for God. The last times I got the cast Virtus Pro, he went middle on Wind Ranger and then Lena. So he'll be just the Storm Spirit for now for the side of VP. Looking in the bottom lane, we'll find Jotum bottom on the Skywrath Mage, as per usual. Sadoy on the Centaur War Runner. We've got Yol supporting up with the Ogre Magi, and as previously mentioned, BZZ on the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised by these lanes from HellRaisers. The one thing I am surprised is that there is no level 1 invade for wards, but there is going to be a rune clash.
That surprises me too.
Dread is going to pick up the Invis Rune, that's going to be nice for him. Actually, if he just stays in Invis right now, that's about 15 to 25 seconds that G has to stay back, because he knows that there's going to be potential pressure on mid. So we'll see Skywrath rotate in response. Maybe he'll babysit for the first creep wave in case that Invis Sand King is lurking in the shadows. But looks like they're just going to move up for the aggro try. And it's going to be a 3 versus 2 play as Dread has gone all the way to the bottom lane.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't have to be actually in the mid lane to keep up that invis pressure like you brought up. Guy doesn't seem too concerned about it anyways. He's just in the middle lane. His support has left him. Jotum has rotated off of bottom. He finds himself in the top lane. Dread, though, downstairs right now on Sadoy. Has Throw Strike available if he wants to use it, and he will use it. Wants to position in front for the body blocks. The Treants, that was not the best micro by dive in. And, well, maybe they could have got a kill, but they won't. They will at least force out a lot of Sadoy's regen. He's got now 6 tangos remaining.
Yep, so in this position, they miss out on that opportunity. The body block, unfortunately, not coming through, and the top lane pressure is coming out. Artstyle going to be the first one to fall for sure. Hello pretty much just has to leave him to his own devices. Yeah, I mean, when you're going backtrack as your first skill point in this try versus try lane, then you know that you're not going to be able to contribute much. Like,
Sadoy.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to find him in the trees. He's actually got TP support coming in. He did only go return, so he doesn't have much here, but Skywrath coming down, dive in. There's no way he gets out of this. He has lived up to his name. He has dived in right now. They're actually both gonna fall. They might get Sadoy, but tower. Yeah, tower hits over to Dread now. He's gonna fall. So you dive him and you give up 2 kills. Already your lineup, you try to get aggressive with a lineup that maybe can't really handle it, and HR have given up 3 kills already.
And the key thing here is you need to be passive for HellRaisers lineup. Like, if you're not doing anything but being passive and being reactive, then you're pretty much just signing your own death warrant. Like, this is in a position where HellRaisers, they need to play it very close to the chest, very passively, but the most thing I could think is maybe go for a 3v1 play against Storm before level 6, but they're not doing that. They're not doing great in this try versus try, if we can call it that, with Dread coming back top, and yeah, feeding the solo lane, essentially. Sadoy rebounds. He's going to have Tranquil Boots in no time.
Yeah, in my experience, running the Ancient Apparition and the Void together in a lane as like a duo lane, since the Sand King rotated off, like, it's actually just terrible. It's so bad. You put Chilling Touch on Void, and then, like, he can't even attack anyways. It's so slow. He's so squishy. There's no defensive playstyle from an Ancient Apparition whatsoever. And the Ancient Apparition himself is very squishy. Look at this blast. And now that's how you body block. Yol with the Illusion Room, putting on a clinic. And they will find another kill, Ogre Magi, to receive it. And Dread and Jotum here in some trouble as well. Dread, Arcane Bolt coming in, one more attack is just barely not enough. Lives with about 30 HP.
So one thing to note is that G was forced to Bottle Crow here, and that was with a Ground Courier for almost the full duration, so it did mean that Centaur doesn't get his items, and gets a little bit greedy. Oh, that was intentional. That was just a neutral deny. He spent his gold, and he suicided to the Centaurs, so very interesting play.
Free
but
trip.
because the Courier wasn't used so much from the Storm, he had to do it. Now on top lane.
Looking for below. There's another stun with the ignite damage coming out. There's your Chilling Touch. Look how not defensive that hero is. BZZ starting to take some tower hits, cycles it off before getting stunned up here. Might just barely live. No. Coming in Artstyle with the attack, gets the kill. Void, though, is going to fall here to the 2 supports. Dread with another burrow, and 1. They got to split up, so it's not a double. Now Dive In comes up top. They will bring down Yol. HR on the board. finding 3 kills, 2 kills across the map. Centaurs obviously being tallied up, but just to neutrals.
I don't know why Dive in TP'd there. Quinn just has to go right back down to the bottom lane. But still, that TP from Dread was the thing that they needed to get them back in this game. That stun under tower on the Gyrocopter. And they're right back in this. Like, Gyrocopter's not going to find phase boots immediately. Void didn't really get much out of the kills because he was dead, but all the same, at least the supports are getting something. And we mentioned how greedy those are. Now he's going to be lurking up top of the mid rune. He gets a bottle sip from Function. They're going to go onto G here, and they might just get him. Yeah, they get the steering chain follow-up. It's going to be TP response from Skywrath, but too little, too late. G goes down.
Yeah, can't get the last right click in, but the Flame Guard there is enough. 3 points in that. 350 of Magic Absorb. Not even the Skywrath can pop that very easily, so... Nice kill there in the middle lane, suddenly only trailing by 2 kills. Again, gonna inform everyone. One of those was the neutral, which, that's so annoying. I wish they would fix that. How come the Reddit army hasn't tackled that problem?
It has like 5 times. It doesn't change much.
I know, I've seen them try, but maybe one day.
Those castle walls are too high to breach, but we'll see. For now, Sadoy, he's farming up his Blink Dagger pretty slowly. He's going to be able to miss a couple CS, not a big deal. Dive in is having an okay time. Once he gets the phase boots, he'll be able to at least maneuver against Sadoy pre-Stampede, but we see actually Stampede coming out very soon. Sadoy's getting aggressive.
He's looking for the kill already because he's going to get in one more creep.
But we have another, this is a preemptive TP. Sankey coming out, bottom lane, steals second point in Burrow Strike. He's not looking to farm the jungle. He knows that he has to make things happen across the map. So I actually like this move from Dread. The early movement, it could have had a great opportunity if they got the body blocks. Now his response, reactive play is what's big.
So I got the bounty room, but he will pay with his own life here. Actually, God could be in some trouble now. He went in with all of his mana. He could bottle up. The Stampede comes out. That must be Sadoy's for a kill. But Dread, like you said, the preemptive TP, he was smoked up. He's going to fall. That kill's going to split. Dive in will live, so well played there. But God does find himself a kill, and that keeps the 2-kill advantage for Virtus Pro. 6 minutes into the game, the runes spawn. It's another bounty top, so support's on the last 2 bounty runes.
Yeah. Playing reactive there and reactive earlier and then preemptive now. I think this is really good. Like, Sand King, his early movements have carried his team back into this game because they've been able to prevent that. That would have been a guaranteed kill on Furion, but instead it's a turnaround the other way. So the Nature Prophet is feeling really good for himself and might actually still be able to go for a Midas. I hate to say it with as gritty of a lineup, but most of the time you don't see the Furion go for a mechanism in this situation. G will be caught out by the steering chains, but he burst through the Flame Guard and actually forces Function to go for the Fire Remnant away. Now he pops the Invisrune, bottles up, and maybe looks for round 2.
We will break it with the bottle. I thought he might try to get a Searing Chain surprise, but I guess God has the mana to get out of that, so it wouldn't really matter too much. He'll just heal back up. Up top, though, Yol and John are back on it. They're going to go Arca below. This is the call down first of the game. The Ancient Seal is there, and easily enough damage, even after the wand was popped, or the stick was popped. So they find a kill on that Void once more. He is 0, 2, and 2. Lazy has managed to get himself involved in those 2 kills. In terms of CS, he has 12 compared to that of Gyro's 46 and 12 denies. So Gyro and Storm both doing very well for the side of VP. And already it's a 3,000 gold advantage, a little over 1,000 experience advantage for VP.
Yeah, Gyro +1 has pretty much kill potential on anybody. With the silence, they can bring down Void before he can time walk. With the stuns, they can just bring down anybody but Void. But yeah, they're already zoning up BZZ above his tower. We're going to see the rotation though. Archstyle coming in. Just 2 points in Cold Feet, went for 2-1-1, so they're really relying on Dread to get the stun and maybe a time walk slow as well. But we're going to see a top rune fight coming out in about 5 seconds here. G and FN just dancing back and forth.
Flamebirds? Okay, gonna get the bounty. God's just gonna give it up completely, doesn't even worry about it. That's pretty good for HR. I mean, they got the greedier lineup, and they still managed to find the rune control right there at the 8-minute mark. So that works out nicely. Haste up there on the Nature's Prophets. He's got the phase boots, like you said. He can maneuver around the Centaur's advances a little bit better. Also, he can just contest the last hitting in the lane a little bit more as we see him going for that. But yo, they will find Dread right now. Nice. Well, Fire Blast taking that Satyr to the grave with them, and they're not going to find the stun there. It was already used, maybe a little premature there by the Sand King. It will allow Yol just to TP out back to base, so good decision making, and he will purchase up a smoke. So another good decision, and we'll see where he wants to head with that.
Void went in for literally like the super RNG Lord play. He time walks.
You got to, man.
For the 10% chance to bash him out of TP. If that had happened, that would just blow my mind. We see another defensive remnant from the Ember Spirit, and he actually gets interrupting his bottle through the tower's auto attack that's following him. But in the end, it's going to be G using his ultimate much the same way. They're just going to be backing off, refilling with Rune or with Well, and they'll be back into play. Maybe the Storm wants to TP and make something happen, though. I think a good kill would be on this Nature's Prophet. He's rushing out that mechanism post-phase, and he actually will be able to contribute a lot as kind of this battlefield medic. He just shift Qs mech after the TP, and if they can live for 3 seconds, then he's able to really significantly contribute to his team survivability across the map. We're going to see Time Walk come out onto BZZ, the Colby, the Chrono, but is it enough? Oh, he's dying! He's dying to the rocket barrage.
Getting pretty low. Here comes Divin. Divin gonna get silenced almost immediately. Now God, he did TP top after refilling at the well. It's a double kill already. He's gonna go back in. BZZ, that is. Will he fall? He will. Function's able to chop him down. Dread coming in with the burrows. Will just miss. God, quick with the spell casting. Now Yol under the tower, in trouble. He's tanky. He's got good regen, but not that much. Teamfight goes 2-4-3, and it's actually advantage HellRaisers in that exchange.
Yeah, I figured that would be where they were putting the pieces in play, but they're trading chess pieces back and forth, and yeah, there's always one that comes out just that had one move prepared further and is able to get the better end of the exchange. We do see G will get caught by the Sprout, just barely has enough mana to break through, and he looks like he's actually home free. Dread's not able to get the burst strike with his current mana pool.
Oh, this is bad. That's a bad place to get called down upon. They're in trouble. Dread gonna fall to that damage now. BZZ gonna pick up the supplemental kill there. Both supports falling, diving out, and he will be able to escape. And, well, they take some heavy losses there. After a good team fight top, they make some questionable decisions there in the middle lane, but FN, phase drums finished up for Ember.
Yeah. So the big deal was on the top fight, they brought an extra hero. Sidoi did not rotate, he just committed the Stampede, and that wasn't enough for them to take the fight. So, yeah, there's the pros and cons of that. The cons, obviously, they lost a pretty important fight, but the pro is that Sidoi is about to pick up his Blink Dagger. He's been farming away in this bottom lane, no problem at all, and this is an 11-15 Blink for Centaur. Very nice.
Yeah, one more CS, he'll have a TP to go along with it. See where he wants to go, or if he'll just keep farming in the lane here, but good timing on the blink. Up top, 3 heroes back in this lane for Virtus Pro, trying to work on a tower. They don't really have a great, let's kill towers lineup until at least Gyrocopters hit him like a truck. But for the time being, they'll just chip this away. The glyph was already used. This will obviously refresh it, and it doesn't look like they'll be going for a deny on the side of HellRaisers, so tower to fall, BZZ gonna get the last hit there. It's Art Style and Hello backing off, and just trying to get those last hits. Hello, very, very far down on the net worth. He's what, 6th overall?
FN is going to duel it out with G right here, using the Flame Guard very well to survive. He's actually going to get the double damage rune on the back of this. And even with their vision, I don't think they're going to be able to actually pincer him and finish it off. Yol's looking for the opportunity. Dread dropped very low, and he's actually a pretty decent kill. Right now he's up to level 7, so they do bring him down, and Sidoi with the amazing prediction, the Blink Stomp, and the death of the Ember Spirit as well.
Nicely on 2-for-0. If you hear Skywrath throwing in some of that hero-on-hero smack talk, and they transition this into a middle lane push. Again, that glyph available, the free glyph going to be used up here and then refresh. But look at this, BZZ, 5.5k net worth right now. Got it 5.1, and well, the Ember's doing alright as well, 4.3. First for HellRaisers, but 3rd overall. Sidoi, no surprise, has done well, 4.2. And the Battle Medic, as we said, dive in here, going for that mechanism. He's at 3.9 net worth. So that bottom lane actually, it drew pretty even, but the fact that it drew even and Centaur with the Blink Dagger, you're going to find a lot more worth, or at least offensive ability out of the Centaur.
Now it is worth noting that Dread is about to pick up his own Blink Dagger. He's had some time in the jungle. He's been able to farm a little bit, and he has found 3 assists and 1 kill. So just in general, the unreliable gold over time is going to get you into a position here, as long as you're hard rushing the blink, that you'll get it very soon. And we will see him actually, just break that in 25 gold. So he'll have it available, and he's actually conserving a skill point. So he has to decide whether or not he needs the extra damage from the Burrow Strike, whether he's going for the epicenter play. So for now, just holding it, and he'll make the decision as needed. But it's going to be an Ice Blast down bottom. Can they actually follow it up, though? The Chronosphere. This could be perfect. This could be big on G if they get this kill. The Ice Blast connects, but the Chrono is perfect. The damage is not going to be real, though, as Yul gets the stun.
Well, I mean, that's the synergy. That's what you expect from that lineup, and it's, well, not quite enough there as Yul was. It would probably have been enough if Yul wasn't there, but he comes in with the stun. Didn't even get a multicast. I think he multicast the Ignite, because I feel like I heard someone play the Lotto. But now we look up top, where the aggressors will be veered as pro this time. They're going to dive in, and he will follow Gyrocopter. BZZ picking up the kill. BKB finished at 14 minutes.
What?
It's almost too early.
Really? That is a little bit. Like, I don't imagine he's going to actually use this for another couple of fights.
Ideally not.
Unless he's really hard pressed. Like, if you do a perfect BKB dodge of a incoming Burrow Strike, then sure. But essentially, he only has to use this in response to Epicenter. And Artstyle gets cleaved down. This Radiant Observer Ward already paying off. This is very, very nice vision, and they're able to pressure this entire jungle as a result. The only camp that's safe is on the eastern side, and I think that VP have a pretty clear idea of how often that's going to be farmed.
Yep, so looking for those aggressive wards already. That actually blocks this camp as well, and they ping it out. So that was I don't know if they meant to block the camp. Like, the mushrooms here are a very good indication of where this box is. Like, it basically goes like this.
Dire's top tower
Or something.
is under
Okay,
attack.
maybe it's not that clear, but
no, it's good. It's good. You want to put on left of the mushrooms, is it? Just it's west east.
Well, I this one is true. This one is true, but then I got confused by this one. I was like,
Nice.
I don't know. Anyways, don't trust the third mushrooms. Don't eat the mushrooms, basically. Up top, BZZ pushing out the tower.
But
Void working for Mask of Madness.
Super Mario Brothers taught me to trust the fungus.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
that's
has
true.
been denied.
In that universe, yeah, go ahead and eat the mushrooms. But now Hello is in trouble. The silence goes out. Double the call down, double the fun.
I think it's a good thing that you didn't get that reference. It's actually to the worst movie ever made, the Super Mario Brothers
Mario
movie.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really bad, but you know, when you're a kid.
I was young, so I hardly remember, but I don't think I liked it, so I think that speaks. Like, if an 8-year-old doesn't like a movie,
Exactly.
there's something wrong with it.
Oh boy, the art style not in a good spot. He does get the Ice Blast on Jotun, but at what
Pretty
cost?
low, and will not be able to see the out. Sleight of Fist to stop it, but now there's Sedoi jumping in on FN, and HellRaisers are going to lose 4 right there, so not really worth the exchange. I mean, Ogre feels like a carry because he's really strong, but he's not. He is
Epicenter
just
top.
a support.
Nice.
Oh, they're gonna nice right into the chrono, but it doesn't matter. The damage is there. BZZ will go down. What was that? 279 in
Dire's
AoE
middle
bounty
tower
going out
is
for
under
that kill,
attack.
on top of the 400
Dire's
almost for the streak
structures
to
are
Void. So
fortified.
it's pretty good.
Very, very nice. That's definitely what they need to keep them in this game.
Art style, man, is a liability right now with Sedoi and God just looking for him at every turn.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, you usually don't look to go 1 and 8 on your Ancient Apparitions, but the problem is, whereas Ancient Apparition is a hero that usually is able to just say, hey, I've got level 6, I can just stay back. I can stay underneath the tier 2 tower and just fire away when the teamfights break out, only come in when we're clearly winning. You don't get that option against this team. Centaur, Warrunner, and Storm Spirit have just such great gap closers that they see you die. And they have this lane ward out in the mid lane here. So this Observer Ward will see all the way past the tier 2 tower. And it's just really hard for Artstyle to find a good position outside his base. Meantime, FN gonna pop the Invis rune here. I think they are pinging me out. The Centaur comes down. Can they get? Yes, they get everything. I'm looking for 1 spell. They throw out about 5, and yeah, locked down.
We'll look at all of them on the team by recap because I forgot to put in that console command to minimize it. So yeah, there you go. Ancient Apparition and Storm Spirit with their full barrage of spells. The Orchid used as well.
Ancient Apparition.
And that's a really good timing on that Orchid. I don't know if we mentioned it.
Yep, very, very nicely done from him. I'm still more impressed by the BKB of BZZ, but, you know, you can't always be the 100% star. 8,300 net worth is pretty huge for this stage, but 7,800, not too shabby. They're just kind of moving on up, the Graphs telling a very radiant story, in fact, as they're the ones that are racking up towards 12,000 in advantage.
Nice. All right. I was doing nothing while you were analyzing. I was drawing shout-outs to Twitch viewers on the ground.
Really?
But here we are. There's another call down. This is actually just farming a huge creep wave for BZZ. He's got the BKB. It looks like he'll be going back in for the Yasha. Yeah, delivered out. The Blade of Alacrity now turns into the dangerous sword that is Yasha. We'll see if he goes Manta. What do you expect from this? Do you expect Manta, or he's just gonna go for the S and Y and just be really fast?
I would just go casual Yasha and find a right-click item from there, MKB, something like that. Get a Demon Edge. The Yasha's good for movement speed, it's good for attack speed. You do not need to go into Sanjin Yasha here.
Alright, well, the way this game is going, it might not matter, but I would definitely agree. Look for that big right-click damage. I mean, you already got the BKB, so probably just look for that MKB. Void farming up, he's got the Trits, he's got the Mask of Madness, he does have the potential to kill some of these heroes if he gets off a good chrono. But now Jotum is going to try to take away all the extra vision that HellRaisers might have. They've got some good wards out right now on both the high cliffs and their jungle, looking to defend it, and well, that looks to be about it for now, but those are probably going to be taken away momentarily, as I would expect the Virtus Pro to be looking to get into that enemy territory relatively soon.
Yep, so we've got some good defensive wards coming out from them. They've got some semblance of control back over the map, but they're still just so desperate for gold. Like, the income is just not there. Luckily, BZZ's kind of putting his light under a bushel here. He's got 10k net worth and he's hiding in the trees. But in the end, when they start collaborating, start going for pushes, it's got to be the perfect chronos and epis to actually hold the line. But they do have some good 5v5 in that regard, and it just comes down to how VP spread in the team fights.
Maybe thinking about the Roche, go for the Flying Vision. Oh, they actually handed the gem over to Storm Spirit, so he was checking the high cliff here for any wards, throwing the Flying Vision down with the Static Remnants. That's actually, it's so good, the Flying Vision on those. I feel like if Storm Spirit ever gets really, really popular, that's going to be like the first thing to go if he gets nerfed.
Nah, he's in a good spot, I think. He's been in this kind of position in general for a very long time. I can't even remember the last Storm Spirit nerf.
Yeah, well, I guess there was a slight nerf. I can't even remember if it was a slight nerf or a slight buff based on your distance with the slight mana.
Oh, that's definitely a buff. That is, like, if you have, if you're level 6 and you've been killed by a silencer 4 times, then maybe it's a nerf. But generally speaking, you're always going to have enough mana for that to be beneficial to you. Oh.
Whiff! Stoy looking for it. Doesn't find it. Push coming to the bottom lane though.
Dire's bottom tower
Tier 2 getting pretty low. It's getting worked over here. It will fall,
Dire's
not even
bottom
defended.
has fallen.
Really, I mean, I guess they have a little bit of the potential. They've got the good synergy, but Hello isn't there. He's up top, he's farming, he's looking for another item, but I don't know if he's gonna find that other item. He's got 1,400 in the bank. What do you think he goes for? Just a BKB or maybe crit? Maelstrom?
The Faceless Void needs everything. Like, I don't have an answer for you because, like, no item will suffice right now. He goes for...
So, Dagon is what you're saying.
Like, honestly, he goes for Maelstrom probably just to farm up the items that he actually needs, because right now, like, nothing will put him in a position to win this game.
Alright, they're going for the Roche. Oh my gosh, the Global Pain. They will take a 4-man Ice Blast and Wrath of Nature to the face, and they're all going to back out. They don't leave Roche too low. HellRaisers couldn't really go in there without potentially just feeding away a Rampage to, like, Centaur or something, so I don't think they're going to go for it, but at least they stop it. Kind of took that objective off the table for now. So they slow down VP a little bit. And VP, they're like, alright, we'll just move top and probably work on this last tier 2. Maybe find the pickoffs or get picked off on the way. Yol could be in trouble here. The Stampede goes out. They want to run him out. Hello's looking for the Chrono, is going to find it on 2, potentially. Ooh. Ice Blast coming in will actually land on Sedoy. He's got the pipe enabled, though. That's what he did build up towards. Dread coming in, will get some. Sedoy living forever. Look how long it takes 5 heroes to kill him, while he also has Ice Blast debuff on him. But they do bring him down, and that's 2 good pickoffs. And once again, we've got a game at 21-12. Are they trying to tell me to go listen to Rush? I'll do it.
Well, maybe, but all the same, they got him. They got a huge gold bounty, and this Void is not only progressing towards this Maelstrom, but that he can use it to do the next big thing. There is a possibility of BKB, but I just feel like you're relenting to be in that item position for a long, long time. Like, if you go for Maelstrom, you have a chance of getting the BKB after the Maelstrom. You go the BKB, and that's where you're stuck for the rest of the game almost, because the tempo is only going to increase when the Storm picks up his Soul Ring, which, the Bloodstone, which is going to be pretty soon. And yeah, the Gyrocopter, as I was saying, he's just going damage right now. Goes for Morbid Mask, probably into Dominator, and he's got the Demon Edge casually for now.
Alright, yeah, so coming along nicely there. BKB charge, did use the 10-second one. I don't know if you pointed that out. Sorry, I'm like really tired and like potentially fighting passing out, so work with me, Blaze.
Sure enough.
Yule Scepter on Ogre Magi. It was interesting. We'll see if they want to use it right now. It's another, I guess, option and pretty good range on it to cancel out maybe like an Epicenter channeling from the Sand King. So that could work. Hello, already forced back. Let's look at Rocket Barrage, or sorry, Homing Missile. Just 1 point in it, but coming for Hello.
He's backtracking it, don't worry. Oh.
Well, you won't backtrack the stun.
Wait, he did backtrack it. I'm totally... I'm the prophet of the RNG. Wait, we're triple multicast coming up next for Ogre.
Oh yeah, that's the call I like to hear. He's
still at level 10. That's not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible.
He literally has to level up before he casts a spell again, if I'm gonna be right.
Yeah, alright, let's see what happens. We'll just keep it locked here. We got in the bot lane farming, it's FN. He's first in net worth for his team, and okay, there's the 2-time multicast, so you were close.
It would have been 3x if he was 11.
Yeah, he would have got it for sure. 8.4k net worth for the Ember, though, as we will just pull up the items overall. As, yeah, VP wants to go back in for this Roche. The Treant, I mean, they know they're here. They've got to watch the Ice Blast. They might want to not commit everybody. Just try to bait the Ice Blast and then just go in for it. As, well, the Ice Blaster himself picks up a smoke. Battle Fury finished at 25 minutes, a little bit past the average time, but still good timing here for FN.
Not sure if it's going to be enough, but it certainly helps, especially in a defensive posture. When you are... The problem is that VP already know not to group up. They don't group up for Chrono, they don't group up for Epicenter, Ice Blast. The Battle Fury is not going to encourage them anymore. Like, we're going to see the opportunity, they'll make the jump, and we'll see what they can do. Oh, nothing. Nothing is what they can do. Holy crap, what just happened?
Oh my gosh, now they're counter-initiating. Well, they didn't actually use the Chrono or the Ice Blast, but now there's no Epicenter. Ice Blast is coming in. It will only land on God, but he's got the pipe anyways. HR, they lose 2. He's going to be down for at least 35 seconds on both of them. So, Tier 3 Tower has already taken some hits. And they might go for it now, but no, expecting, I mean, they don't know if there are buybacks or not, so they might just drop off for the Roche, having seen the Ice Blast used.
The Sand King Shift Q does blink into the trees. Like, he was trying to TP, he was trying to blink further, and then the range maximizer...
The 4/5 thing.
Yeah, puts him in the trees, and yeah, it's just absolutely atrocious. But, yeah, shit happens when you're on tilt. You're really in a bad spot right now, and...
Dread.
What you gonna do?
It's gonna be annoying. I don't think it's gonna be enough to back them off. Void is still dead, so they've got no fear of any sort of follow-up. Pipe off cooldown in about 6 seconds, and well, to the high ground, the zip-zap goes, and they're not giving him the Aegis. It's gonna go over to BZZ. Oh, he actually zip-zaps for a kill, and we'll find the Ancient Apparition. What a good conductor.
They got this nice Observer Ward here. I can't draw circles, so I'll just kind of make a stop sign here, but it's a really good Observer Ward as far as vision goes, so...
Which one were we looking at?
The bottom lane Radiant Observer Ward on the plateau that is currently being circled.
With the squirrel, dude, the squirrel ward is baller.
Oh, he's actually running on it. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen the animation for it. I've only just looked at it like as it is.
We'll zoom in on it for the viewers. I already got quite known for being the squirrel caster during the Summit China, but.
And that...
Come on, Squirrel. Go for it.
No, he just did it for... Okay, there it goes.
There it is again.
Awesome. That is so damn cool. I've only, like, glanced at it. I'm not one to really hover over wards forever, so...
That's all I do.
Oh, gee. Gonna get the Orchid. Gonna get the stun with the Chrono response.
Nice Ice Blast as well. That was a big 2-man Mystic Flare, which is generally not a good thing, but... Not a lot of HP on the HR heroes. It almost killed them both. It was obviously a rank 2 Mystic Flare coming out, so a lot of damage. Splitting 1,000, so that's 500 each over that 2.4 seconds. Obviously some mitigation in there, but it's a 2-for-0, no buybacks, and this could be a tower, potentially a lane of cracks here. VP really want to force it. They're what, 15,000 gold ahead, 15,000 experience ahead, so... It shouldn't be too difficult for them, but they should be careful. The Necro 3 maybe going to be a bit of a nuisance.
They need gyro though.
God will kill it.
They need gyro up here. Like these are damage against towers right now. I mean, the return damage isn't that bad, but here comes the epicenter. Oh, it's red. Why?
Another whiffed epicenter. I don't know what's going on. There's the vortex to pull him back, and Dredge is going to pay for that.
They have his number.
He will go down.
They have like this Radiant Observer ward, so they know exactly that he's not on this
gem too, so
this general area. He knows that he's not there, so they know when to back off, and they just have too much map sense. They're getting game done.
Yeah, I mean they can see the tracer as well, right? Because they've got the gem of true sight, so they're obviously were able to react and dodge that, which also happened to dodge the epicenter. Pipe will go out as they try to finish off the racks. Void's back up, but no chrono for another 20. Another 2-man Mystic Flare. That's going to be the Ember to fall. Hello jumping back to base, saying goodbye right now as Dive In gets up to the high ground. And I don't think Virtus Pro are going to be looking to Fountain Dive right now. They probably just want to end this game cleanly.
This Ice Blast is still level 1. Like, I'm looking at center, I'm like, oh, he's got so much max HP, he could go down. Nope. This Ice Blast is pretty much useless, especially against someone with a pipe. Like, it doesn't even do any damage by itself.
Is the Epi in the Epi's in the same boat, right? Like
yeah. It's just, I mean, at least it has like the increase in damage from Epicenter from rank 1 to rank 2 is a 33% increase. It's nice, but it's not as big as Ice Blast, which is like all of its damage comes out of its subsequent ranks. We'll see a nice stun combo come out on the gyro. He can't lifesteal for a few seconds. His mana will be burned, but he's got the Aegis and he just shrugs it off.
Alright, BZZ's. Yep, gonna die. Let's check the Aegis time actually. It had a while on it, a minute and a half, but I guess he goes down and wants to just. I don't really know what he wants to do. I don't know if I want to analyze that one.
Like, I mean, he's able to do whatever the hell he wants, is the bottom line.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
No matter what he decides, it's the winning move. Because right now, HellRaisers are the ones that have to make something incredible happen if they're going to dig themselves out of this trench. The Battle Fury is nice, but essentially, I feel like Function has to go for like 5 Sleight of Fists, and half the team has to be clumped up for all of them, and he has to not get picked off by a single Orchid that he can't prevent. Like, I don't know.
They just need that super synergy, man. They still got one opportunity to find it.
They need an Omni Knight.
No, the Sleight of Fist. The Omni Knight.
They just need to like pull out their pocket repel.
Oh, that Guardian Angel nerf though, man. Come on. No need for that nonsense.
Oh, PZZ.
Trouble. This is what happens when you give up the Aegis. There's no lifesteal Satanic or not when you get the Ice Blast. God, though, jumping out of that. There was another Epicenter, but it's in the mountain. Anything else really goes in. Wants to bring out FN, and though he might actually die from the 50. You know, he had about 80 HP when he went up, and they're not going to be able to kill him. Their Archlyle also surviving. Sadoy now going to be brought down, and Ignite goes out. Actually did spill over to the Prophet as well. But Virtus Pro, they're denied the middle racks. Dive in looking for the flying vision, and yeah, there's the juke. He goes a little bit north here and gets it. And now we see God trying to find still some more kills. Oh my gosh, oh no, Yold's got canceled out by the burrow.
He's got down.
Multicast, come on, make it happen. Puts himself up to buy some more time, trying to get another cooldown here, but cannot. Dive in will live. And well, the tier 3 tower has fallen, but the racks are still going to stand in the middle lane, so HellRaisers is going to keep fighting it out. That's looking for somebody. Where's that Ice Blast going?
No,
Did
just
it shoot
the
already?
fountain, I think, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, the one thing I want to note is that Yol used his Yules and essentially saved Ember's life. There was damage coming in from the Skywrath, and he didn't have the shield, so those Arcane Bolts would have finished off the Ember, but he got Yulesed up in the air, and his allies bailed him out.
You're talking about by the tier 4s?
Yeah, so we'll kind of between them,
Yeah.
Just south.
I did notice that as well.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just awkward usage, but I think they have plenty of room for error right now. I mean, they have the tier 3 broken in mid, they have Vision on the base, they have the top lane broken through, and, they're just dealing with a few ultimates. I mean, a few more mistakes, like another full team wipe, and I could see HellRaisers definitely bringing this one back, but right now it's a game of throws because at the Ice Blast, the Chrono, all they have to do is position intelligently so that only hits 1 or 2 heroes, and they should be able to take the fights. But we'll see. For now, G is still working towards that Hex, and not just there, almost, but he's actually going to just farm out some creep waves and probably find it in just a moment.
Yeah, and the Satanic for BZZ, I don't even think he got to use it. He did get Ice Blast on his face last time, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways. But, you know, the Satanic's the next choice. It's generally the big item for the agilities as opposed to the heart that most of the strength heroes will go for, like Centaur perhaps, as yeah, Centaur already has the Reaver, so he'll be working towards that heart. He's got the pipe, 5'10", 5'4", and 10, so this guy's been a menace this game. If the double damage spawns top, might just pass that over to BZZ and maybe look to bring down the middle lane of Rax. I don't know if they need to really feel that discouraged.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's more about melee versus range than agility versus strength as far as the heart of the Satanic goes. I mean, just generally speaking, you can get a lot of value if you get more right clicks off, and a range hero is going to get that more frequently. So the Satanic's really good on him. When the Ice Blast isn't in play, and down bottom Dread will actually use G up in the air to keep himself alive for a moment longer. In the end, it's going to be still the Chrono attempt, and no, he cancels it.
Oh, the defensive is not. Oh, that was so close to canceling out that time walk, but he will get away. The things from HellRaisers come out to defend the middle racks after they narrowly escape. Dread goes down. No buyback means no epicenter to be missed in 30 seconds. Just kidding. I'm sure it landed. He landed the last one. So that multicast.
Yeah, and we also got 18 Bloodstone charges on Storm Spirit, so he has a 4-second respawn. And if he does go down, he will heal his allies for quite a hefty sum if they aren't afflicted by Ice Blast.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be able to get the Megas off of this.
Yeah.
Like, no Chrono was used to escape. I don't know if Void had the buyback. It might have been, he does, it's on cooldown still, actually. Because it would have just been better to die with the Chrono. But now they're going to jump in on everything.
Oh my god.
Everything, everyone is standing in a charge, just disappearing very, very quickly. They've been abducted.
Yeah, I don't think I think the biggest problem is they didn't have any chip counter push other than Wrath of Nature. Essentially what it was Virtus Pro, with their gold advantage, were able to break through the base without direct contest, because if the Ember Spirit ever came forward, he'd be Orchided or later on Hexed, and they were able to break the base through without a mechanism and just with an Urn of Shadows. Like, that generally shouldn't happen, but in this case, they just don't have any ranged counter push unless they're coming in an Ice Blast, which means a free card for Virtus Pro to go in. So here they just don't get enough out of it. I like the fact that Dive In went for the mechanism, but they just didn't perform well enough individually, and when it came down to it, G-Storm was really on point. 11, 1, and 8. They found 11 kills in total on art style and plenty across the board, so well played to Virtus Pro here.
Yeah, man, every time I cast Virtus Pro recently, God has just been, like, killing it. He played Wind Ranger and went like godlike. Then the next game he played Lina mid, went godlike. Now I see him here again with the Storm Spirit, 11, 1, and 8. Potentially was godlike this game. Anyways, well played the VP HellRaisers. I don't like their lineup. It was too greedy. I think the duo lane of Ancient Apparition Faceless Void is completely awful. And obviously it was. The Ancient Apparition was 1 and 11, and Art Silent Dread, the only two real members right now. They've got the stand-ins, some roster issues. I don't know. HellRaisers, I guess, well played. But we're going to move on. We got another game coming up. But if you enjoyed the cast here, twitch.tv/Synergy League, casting by myself, Helium, at Heliumbrella, and Blaze there at Blaze Casting. Let us know what you thought. Give us a follow, and stay tuned, because we'll be back for more. One more game today in Europe. Peace.